Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And I have a very, very special guest that I want to introduce you guys to. Just recently came across her and her channel and the things that she does, and they're just absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. So, welcome. This is Elspeth Tremblay of the Painting Healer. So everyone, be nice, make nice comments. And yeah, I know a few people have said, yeah, they've been looking forward to this. So yes, if you're on my channel and you'd like to get more information on Elspeth's channel and her website and what she does, go in the description of the video. And at the bottom, I've got all the YouTube site and her website and everything else. So go check it out. She's rather good at what she does. So welcome, Elspeth. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Marina. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. I am fantastic today, and I hope you all are, everyone that's watching. This is such a treat, such a special occasion.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad because yeah, I knew that as soon as I watched one of your first videos or one of the videos on your channel, I thought, oh yeah, okay, no, I need to have this lady on my channel. You need to get a little more exposure to some of the people that are out there, because I think you're ultimately going to be a very valued member of this community. So
wow, that means a lot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I feel like I'm being welcomed into a sacred community.
Yes,
sacred coven.
absolutely. The most of the people that are part of the community are they're enlightened.
Yes.
They're open, they're welcoming. A lot of them are intuitive and empaths and so on, without maybe necessarily recognizing it. They just know that it feels good, and they're just waiting for their moment when they can kind of step into it. So the rest of us are here going, you can do it, you can do it. So,
exciting times that we're in.
Absolutely. So we could start off by introducing yourself. What is it that you do?
Sure. I'm Elspeth. I'm from Australia. I live in America, and I've been in America for 20 years. I feel like that's a good place to start. And I'm a psychic portrait artist. I'm also a musician, and I'm also a baker. I'm also a mum. It's a lot going on. I'm a Sagittarius, so I do all things all the time, everywhere, all at once. Yeah. Great movie, by the way, if you haven't already seen it. But you know, it can be challenging for Sagittarians. Apparently, often they can be late bloomers. I'm 44, and I've always been very ambitious, and from the time I was 4 years old, I knew I wanted to be an artist, but then I had so many other hobbies that it was very confusing to know which one. Yep. I tried everything under the sun, and I finally came to, I guess, my very first instincts, which is when I was a child. Before we started recording, you asked which came first, being psychic or being an artist. I feel that one and the same. I'm basically an observer and a listener and a feeler, and I'm very sensitive to a couple of things more than others: my visual senses and my energetic senses. So I always thought, I think the art came first. But then when you asked me just a minute ago, I realized, hang on a second, I think the psychic sense came first because I actually have very early memories.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I remember like the first few days of being a newborn. I remember the sheet feeling like sandpaper.
Yes.
And I have a memory from when I was a baby lying in my parents' bed on a Sunday morning, and I was just looking into like the sunlight, and I had that sort of half focused vision where I could see, it was like the molecules in the air
Oh,
and
wow.
energetic patterns. And it was a very vivid memory, and it was just like captivating to me. I was just really just like so engaged.
Yes.
Vision is the same focal lens that I use when I'm doing readings, when I'm engaging my psychic vision. It's like I go, you know, when you're looking into 3D puzzles, what are they called? Magic eye puzzles. They were
Yes. 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 Yeah.
30 years ago, and you have to sort of blur your eyes and go a bit cross-eyed, and then a new vision comes out and you're like, oh, how did I not see that?
Yes.
That's what that is. It's that mid-focal range. And so I guess the psychic part came first because I didn't have the hand-eye coordination to draw at that very moment, but it came pretty soon. I knew how to draw before I knew how to write.
Yes.
But yes,
Fabulous.
long answer to a short question.
No. That's perfect. Perfect. Because you know what? I think when young souls, when babies come, they are more aware and more in tune than we give them credit for. We just think, oh, look, all it does is just sleep and fill its diaper. That's it. No, it's like little, like taking a sponge and immersing it in water, and over time it just swells and fills. That's where a lot of our learning comes from. That's where sometimes our perceptions of ourselves come from, what we pick up in the environment, what someone has said or what they did or whatnot. So even before we have the power of language, we're dealing with that energy.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So good. I think that would be a fabulous, fabulous memory to know that, even as a child, you're connected to something that is so much bigger than you are.
Yeah, I do
And
feel that you know, it sounds a bit cliched, but like the younger generations coming up, I feel like they're not as hampered with conditioning as the generations that came before them. Like
yes,
my kids are in tune and they don't doubt themselves. Why should they?
yes.
Like, yeah, I don't know what.
Mhm.
It just sort of seems really strange. Like, why would they doubt their intuition and their
Exactly.
oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I remember one of my nieces, we were having a conversation, and this is a number of years ago. And we were talking about somebody being lucky and so on. And I mentioned to Amy, I said, well, Amy, you're pretty lucky. And she said, no, I don't think I'm really lucky. I just think about what I want, and I think about it and think about it, and then it happens. And I thought, ha, little manifester. There you are. That's exactly what it is.
I can relate to that. In fact, I have a visual. I want to show you something.
Oh, absolutely. Hello, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're going to like the show. Okay.
Here in my sketchbook, I recently went to visit Australia, and I have always been very lucky with picking out four-leaf clovers. And for me, it's just like I expect to see them, and then I just start finding them. And
Yep.
wait, oh, here they are. I went to my mum's house and I know she had clovers, and I was like, oh, goody. I'm going to pick some four-leaf clovers. And other people are always like, I don't know how you find them. I've looked my whole life. I've never found one. I know they're there. I expect to see them.
Yes.
I'm going to try and show you without tipping them all
Oh
over.
my gosh.
I have like 11 of them. Big.
Look at that.
Clovers. Not just 4-leaf clovers, but 5-leaf clovers. It's like the universe is wanting to show off how many different,
Yes.
So I agree with that. Luck has a lot to do with expectation and what you're ready to, there's a difference between depth and capacity in people, and they may have a lot of depth in their desires, but maybe not so much capacity to believe it.
Yes.
And so these little souvenirs of proof of luck. I love 4-leaf clovers because it proves to me that, like, you're as lucky as you expect to be.
Exactly.
Expect a bit more.
Exactly. Intention follows thoughts. So what it is that you're thinking about, what it is that you're anticipating, and what it is that you're thinking about, you're manifesting. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard for people to understand that you are creating your own reality every single day. You're the architect of your life. So why would you want to focus on things that are negative, that are not serving your purpose, that just kind of put a damper on life? Yeah. If you know that you have a choice, choose joy, choose happiness, choose all those things. And when you do it on a regular basis, you after a while you look around and you go, hey, you know what? I'm doing pretty good. Like I'm happy, I'm abundant in all the ways that abundance is important to me. The right people come into my life at exactly the right moment.
Yeah.
Life is good. Life is good.
I feel that it's important to say something to the people that might be having a challenging time at the moment, so they don't feel like it's just victim blaming, like it's them.
No.
Our souls also have some desires. Our higher self came here because it wants the full. Give me the lot. Give me the full enchilada. Give me the
exactly
experience. I don't want just the easy breezy, learn nothing. So
yes.
Some people, sure. But then other people like, I want to rough it. I want to go to the jungle. I want to experience the rain and the mud and clear water. I want to give me a bit of everything, because the contrast will help me to enjoy it even more. It's going to be even more exciting. So there may be chapters. I feel like I've certainly just come out of a chapter where I was walking through mud in the rain for quite a long time. And I had to sort of use my own resources to really keep myself entertained and spirits up while I kept going, because I know that on some level I must have chosen this or drawn this experience. And so even when it's really tough, sometimes the only positive thing you can do to turn it around is to think like, oh, what am I learning from this?
Yes.
Something good how am I getting stronger from this? What can I enjoy about this? Yeah. Because just like cooking, garlic on its own can be quite unpleasant. Salt on its own can be, but you add a little bit of salt with a little bit of sour, with a little bit of savory, and all of the elements combined enhance the experience. It can be a transcendental experience to have a meal, but it's the combination. And so some mastery in your life on how to balance, and when things feel too far in the direction of one or the other, you do have control. It may be just a little bit. It may be only changing who you talk to about your problems or what music you listen to. If you listen to happy pop music while you're feeling grief-stricken, you're going to feel worse. Start with maybe the blues, something at your level, work your way up, feel encouraged, feel once you can accept how you're feeling, it's easier to move up. But the goal isn't to be happy all the time. It's good to have some contrast.
You know what? Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I didn't mean to kind of misspeak, but in order to appreciate all the good things, you have to have something that you can kind of offset it with. So I think most people that are empaths, that are psychic, so on, we have gone through those challenges. We've had to um, sit with ourselves, look at situations that are unpleasant at the moment, and decide how we're going to get out of them. And like you said, what's the lesson? What's the lesson? So, you know, for example, I was divorced, still am divorced, although he has since, transitioned and passed. It was a very tumultuous relationship and kind of a nasty separation and divorce. And it took me a while to realize that there is no blame. There is nothing to be gained by, well, he was this and he was that. And I chose him.
Yeah.
I chose him. And so there has to be something positive that's going to come out of this. And what the things, when I look back on the situation, I was learning about myself. I was learning to stand in my own sovereignty, to listen to my own voice, and so on. So, excuse me. Yeah, look at the lessons, and then you appreciate them that much more.
What's also terrific is that a different way of experiencing pain can, at first you go through life, it's like firsthand, you're experiencing pain firsthand, but then as you evolve and grow, you actually have more to offer as well. And being of service feels really good. And because of the experience that you have, now you're actually qualified to have the wisdom to give service and counsel to someone else using your psychic ability to actually, you wouldn't even be able to recognize the wisdom coming through if it wasn't familiar to you. So having the eclectic experiences has helped you to tune in and understand the message, but then also give it some enthusiasm with I can back this up with experience. You will get, I got through it. You're going to be all right too. Give hope. And so now experience of contrast doesn't have to be crashing your own car. It can be meeting with people that have some very tragic situations.
Yes.
That stand beside them, not getting stuck in the mud with them, but sit with them, sit with the discomfort, hold the tension with them.
Yes.
In a way that you're safe and you're going to lend your strength to them as well. And then together be able to find a way out of that. But
totally,
that's the goal, is that after you come through the difficult experience, you feel much better, and that's a trophy in itself. But the part is that when you can actually multiply that feeling and be of service to someone else,
exactly,
and know that you really have something valuable to offer. Yeah,
absolutely.
We're going deep. We're 20 minutes in.
I know. And hello, Allie, Heart and Soul Connected. And Allie says that yes, she watched your painting of Cash Peters, and it was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I think you've done Cash Peters, you've done Linda G. Yeah. I know you're on your webpage, the picture is of you and you're painting Susan Lynn.
That's right.
And yeah, I did actually also watch the video of Cash Peters, and it was very, very enlightening. Very enlightening. And I guess he really thought that it was fabulous himself.
My expectations were very low because he's famous for saying, no psychic can ever read me. I must be like Teflon. They cannot get read properly. And I can relate to that as well. I mean, I spoke about this on Susan Lynn's channel, but I had a reading from one of the most famous psychics in the world, and she got my history completely wrong and then doubled down on it. I was like, serious?
Yes.
What? But then I had a profoundly accurate reading a year ago, and it's like, take what you like and leave the rest, you know. But
Yes.
so the thing was, I was like, this is an exercise for me. I'm trying to get better. And so I'm going to focus on people that I love, and whatever hits, that's not up to me. My business is to get better at what I do, which is just focus on the visions and then just talk about them. You know, that's what I'm in the business of. And so I don't know what resonated for him. I am thrilled to pieces that it did land with him, because, you know, you want your idols to like you.
Yes. Yeah.
He inspired me so much. When I found him about a year or two ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I found someone in my tribe. And it gave me a huge boost of confidence to like do what I do, because he's in a similar vein with the visuals. It just like, I understood exactly what he meant. It was like he's speaking my language.
Yes.
So I am curious about what landed with. Was it the part where he was a 10-year-old boy just naming all the different varieties of puddings, or was it something else? But it's not for me to know, but I'm thrilled that it resonated, because it really was in the spirit of appreciation for him. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what? This is a really good segue into how does that process work for you? Do you, do you start off with an image? Do you kind of pick up on a person? Like,
yeah. So this is how the sausage is made, we should call this.
Yes. Yes.
So I guess it starts where I guess my guides know that I am going to be showing up to the paper every day. So I'm open for business, and meet me in the studio. This is, I don't need downloads while I'm brushing my teeth. Sometimes it happens and I'm like, I have a psychic mailbox. Put your tips in there. I'll be opening it when I get to the studio. Just like if I was a therapist, you'd be like, here's your appointment. We will meet at this time and I'll be fully available.
Yes.
So I put the call out to my guides. I'm like, I'm going to be here every day doing this anyway. So you might as well fill up my list, fill up my dance card with who am I going to paint next? And I'll just start getting inspired. I'll hear some music, something will catch my eye on the telly, and then be like, oh, Julia Child, yes. And it's that feeling where you're like, it's like a hell yes, where like you're at the thrift store and you see a coat that's just you, and it's like it's already part of your wardrobe. You're just reclaiming it.
Exactly.
Yes. So I was like, I think I want to do a series on mystics that I enjoy at the moment. And so one by one, I'll do a portrait, complete that portrait, and then soon after I'll get a hit for like, okay, do this person next,
Yeah, and fabulous.
So that's the first thing. Then I have more of a detailed structure now. I used to just sort of like improvise and just let it flow while I was painting. It's like, that seems way hard. I don't know why I started while I was recording. Like, what if nothing came through and it's just dead air for 10 minutes? But something always came through. But this time I have more of a structure. What I do is I have like a list of people that I'm going to paint.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a photo already. I have like, just like you would have a schedule for people coming to visit. Then I do a little introduction, tell people who I'm going to paint. Then I go and meditate, and I don't time how long I'm meditating. I meditate until I understand that I have all the information I know. It's just like when you're cooking and you can smell it. It's like, it's ready.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.
And then I have everything set up, ready to go, so I can go straight from meditation, start painting. I don't want any more. I don't want any more distractions. Like camera's already set up, everything is in place. All I do is I light a candle when we're opening the session. That's just the ceremony. Like, all right, spirits, we're live now. Like, come on through. I'm ready to take your calls. And so then I start painting, and I just start with describing what I saw in my meditation. And so there, I usually get extra information flowing, because now I'm sort of in a trance state while I'm painting.
Yes.
And I'm very good at talking. And it's so great to actually finally have a platform where that's a good thing. So
exactly.
Partners or friends, or it'd be like, okay, I get it now. I gotta go. Okay, goodbye. You know.
Yeah.
But now I get to talk.
Yes.
And there's so much to say. And surprisingly to me, I can't even keep up with the information coming through sometimes. Sometimes I'm lost for words, and I'm like, pause, I'm scrambling my words. Okay.
Yes.
So that's how it happens. And then when I feel like it's complete, it's just a feeling, it's complete, then it's complete. And miraculously, it ends up being about the same exact block of time every time. It's about 20 minutes. Yep. Yeah.
Isn't that fabulous, that to be able to do that and have the faith that you are you're getting the message, you're getting the information that you need in that time frame, whatever it is. And as it's coming in, I think it's really interesting that there, as it comes in, and from what I've seen by watching your videos, you know, there isn't a whole lot of time to let the ego in. To say, oh, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. That it's like total trust. Just boom, put it in there and watch it develop.
Yeah, practice makes better. I don't like perfect, but you know, trusting yourself, trusting other people. You know, I have trust issues that were, you know, I came by honestly.
Yes.
Some people revealed that they just were not trustworthy. And
yes,
you don't want to actually ever like, that can't be true. Surely you're such a nice, but no, it's like, so trusting yourself and trusting being trustworthy to yourself as well.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to finish this painting until it's right. I'm not going to serve up a bad meal.
Exactly.
So my ego gets to choose what paints I use. My ego gets to choose what's in the background, but my ego takes the back seat for these special occasions, and my ego is satisfied with that.
Perfect. And Jim Lamberson said, Elspeth shows us what happens if we keep looking at who or what's there to see. Absolutely. And I can't agree more that having your having faith in what is coming to you, it's by trusting that, it's like sending a message to the universe saying, okay, I hear you. I believe in what you're telling me, what you're showing me. And so they reveal more.
That's right. And
it's
and initially there was a real fear of embarrassment, a fear of just foolish, getting the information wrong. What I am learning is that those initial impressions that I get when I'm doing private readings, annoyingly so, they are usually the most accurate. And it's to my detriment if I don't include them in the mix.
Yes.
Sometimes the most accurate details won't be the loudest.
Yes.
But they will be the most accurate. I had one recently where I was like, I feel like you're a nurse, but let's move on to this other thing. And it's like, yeah, turns out she was a nurse. Ah.
Yes.
I kept going with that. But for whatever reason, I didn't feel like the momentum of the energy was with that detail. But I am very glad that I included it. And that experience taught me a lesson that
Yes.
all those things are not random. They're important to include. It's not for me to know what's it's not that I don't get to know that, especially at the moment where my readings are remote. In the future, when I'm doing in-person readings, then yeah, I'll have more instant information. Like I can tell if the person is agreeing or not, and that will tell me if I'm on the right track. But for now, I'm quite enjoying having the blinders on, where I'm not focusing on the other person. I'm just really tuning into what I'm and trusting that, because I feel like it's going to sharpen my senses. And
absolutely.
yeah, so I'm learning as I go. I don't think I'll ever stop. Same with art. You never ever stop learning.
No, it's true. It's true.
I go back to what that gentleman said about learning to see more. Well, I can relate to that as an artist. I have a personal thing. It feels like a sacred sort of something I do just for myself. I do not use the color black. It's not because I'm superstitious, but because I feel like black is a cop-out. And in real life, the color black doesn't actually exist. Black is a mixture of all the colors put together scientifically and energetically. So I don't use black. I feel like it dulls the painting. And the artists that I really love, like Monet and the Impressionists,
yes,
black either. They use the fauve colors, which means wild animal or something. And they use, like, in a shadow of Monet's the hay bales, it looks so realistic. And you're like, that must be gray. But actually, there is no gray or black. If you look closer, it's purple and green and orange.
yes.
And that's the sense that I use in my art, to really look closely in someone's eyes. I might be painting blue eyes, but I'll be like, I'm going to put a speck of orange in there and a speck of green and red. And then when you look back, the colors kind of blend together, and it brings sort of light to their eyes that you wouldn't expect because they're blue eyes. I use that same artistic sense with my psychic sense, where I think if everyone closes their eyes and they look to their eyelids, you'll see like colors and stuff. But if you really look closely and examine it even further, I bet everyone can see to the same crisp detail that you and I see. It's just a matter, are you interested in doing that? And would you like to practice? No.
Yeah, practice. Yeah. And Allie said, I think it would be wonderful if you made cards with the pictures. So, something to think about, because you probably don't have a whole lot to do. So, this is something you can put on your to-do list.
Do you mean postcards or tarot cards?
For some reason, I'm feeling more like oracle cards, because then everyone can, there isn't a specific definition assigned. You can intuit whatever is on the card.
Yeah.
For that particular situation. Yeah. And she said the same thing, oracle. Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful idea, and that is in my vortex. That is on my to-do list. That is, yes. Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's fabulous. And it's funny that that you're talking about black because oddly enough, um, on Thursday, well, every Thursday, I do a show with Val from Dragonfly Crystals, and it's called Messages for Lightworkers. And on Thursday, the show that we did was on color and energy.
Mm.
And we were talking about the fact that, yeah, a lot of people will say, black is the absence. No, black is the combination of everything. If you sat down and started adding color to whatever, eventually you're going to end up with black.
You know what else is interesting though? White is also the combination of all colors. When
Mm-hmm.
it shines through a crystal, it separates into lots of different colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you can't have one without the other. You can't have um in order to see the darkness, you have to shine a light on it.
Right.
And in order to recognize what is light, you have to have seen the dark. So, they exist together for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, one can't exist without the other. So that is fabulous. So what have you got coming up that maybe we can all look forward to? And before you go to that, I will ask you guys, if you are here and you are not yet subscribed to Elspeth's channel, please do so. It's the Painting Healer, and I do have the information listed in the description of the video. So yeah, go down there, subscribe to her channel, take a look at some of the other shows that she has done, and I hope you're going to be as amazed as I was. And yeah, when you did and I mentioned this earlier, when you did the painting of the person that you saw in Nancy Guthrie's house, and I was watching, and I'm looking at the different combinations of different colors, and it was literally in a split second that it took my breath away. I went, oh, I can see it, like, from a little stroke here and a stroke there, and add this color here, and where from something that I was waiting to see the image, like you said, like that 3D, shift your eyes, it, boom, there it was. And so yeah, you'll enjoy watching it. So yeah.
Who was, I can't believe I've just forgotten his name. Who was that famous painter on TV who was very relaxing to watch with the
Oh, yeah, yes. I know. Oh gosh, I know who you mean. I see him with the
right?
afro.
There are no mistakes, and he's like painting the trees. Who was that?
Yes. Yeah. Happy little tree. There are no accidents. Bob Ross. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I feel like I'm like a new version of Bob Ross, except we're going into really dark territory sometimes. And I kind of feel like I'm channeling his spirit because I'm always like looking for the sunny side of it. Like what can we learn from this, everyone, from this case study and something very dark in humanity? And, like, we can still make something beautiful, I feel like that there are life lessons in every portrait that I do. You asked what I'm working on. Well, I'll give you some personal updates. I've been working towards being a full-time artist for 20 years in earnest, like actually trying to be. And in the last 2 weeks, something happened, and I got just a little bit more exposure, and it tipped the balance. I went from 200 sacred subscribers to almost 6,000. I went from 20 views to almost 50,000 views.
Yes.
On that episode you're talking about. I know it's still small potatoes for the Linda G's of the world.
Huh.
But this was, and my bank account I got so many bookings that I just made what I make in half a year at my full-time, very respectable pastry job at a very elite athletic club. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is the sign. I don't think I could get a more signier sign.
Yes.
I'm going to be a full-time artist, like within the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
like an overnight success that's 20 years in the
Years
making.
in the making. Yes.
So that's what's happening right now. And I have just gone about the business of clearing my schedule and informing my wonderful boss that please reduce my hours. And after Mother's Day, like, I'll go down to just a couple days a week. But honestly, I don't actually know that. I think I've only got a couple more weeks because I'm so booked up with work that there's no reason to have a day job anymore. And I just could not be so more grateful. I'm so excited.
Exactly.
So here's what I'm working on feverishly, day and night. I'm doing psychic sketches and I'm doing psychic paintings. Here's the difference. A psychic sketch is like a 20-minute video recording reading, and I'm just doing like a watercolor sketch, just like what you'll see on my YouTube. I don't want to even put it up too long because it's not, I need to do a bit more finishing on it. But here's an example.
Yeah.
Or like the Cash Peters, that's a psychic sketch. But what
Yes.
I really love doing is psychic paintings. And these take about 3 weeks, 3 weeks to maybe a month. Here's one. This is a mid-size one. It's not finished, but it's about halfway there. You can see there's a lot more detail.
Yes, absolutely. Oh.
And the paint, it dries. I have to wait for it to dry. And then
Yes.
I go back and I do more detail until it looks like not just an impressionist sketch by a blind person, but like a finished piece. So that's what I'm really excited about. I have lots of paintings to work on, short ones and big pieces.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is fabulous.
I have a
That
couple
is,
of invitations to go on other people's show in the next few weeks. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to meet my people, to welcome
yes.
friends to my channel, and to like get to meet more people in the tribe. I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this very moment, and I'm glad it is now and not earlier, because I can
Yes.
know I wasn't ready. I had a lot of experience to sort of, understand and metabolize, and now I'm ready for all the new experiences, and it's going to be challenging too, but really fun challenge.
Yes, because, excuse me, I just need to move this out of the way or I'm going to knock. I feel like I'm going to knock it over, and I don't want to do that. Everything happens at exactly the right time that it should. It's up to us to recognize that, oh, okay, that's a signal. Now is the time, right?
Yeah,
And go
sorry,
ahead.
I told you I'm a chatterbox. I was at the art museum today and I saw this girl who looked really down on her luck. And she was slumped over and she looked bored, like she was waiting for someone. And I got this very clear voice and it said, she's waiting. She's not ready. She is where she is. Sure, she's not very happy right now, but she hasn't understood the lesson of this chapter right now. She's all right. She is not ready to move any faster right now. She is in this sad moment for as long as she wants to be, until she's had enough. And when she's had enough, then the new chapter will arrive. And I was like, wow, that's a really nice way of looking at it.
Yes.
We get, each moment comes when we're ready and not a moment sooner or later. Yeah.
Exactly. And a lot of it boils down to having the faith. I can feel the wind. I may not see the wind itself, but I can feel the wind. I can feel um, the heat of the sun. I can't touch it. We do a lot of things on faith, You know, you get in your car and you have faith that it's going to get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
And when you step out of the car, you do it in faith that, you know, you're not going to be hit by another vehicle or whatever. So it's, don't you think that it takes a lot of pressure off of you when you're able to give in, when you're able to surrender to
Oh,
that?
relief. What a
Yeah.
relief that I have my own higher power, and what a relief that everyone else has their higher power too. I don't need
Yes.
to control the universe today. What a relief. The sun knows how to get up and set down every night. My heart remembers how to pump blood while I'm sleeping without me micromanaging it. What
Yeah.
a relief. And
Exactly.
yeah, the internet works. I don't know how it works. I don't need to know how it works. But I'm so glad that it works.
Exactly. Exactly. And especially in this this time, in the things that we are going through and that we are living through, um, are very necessary. And I don't know about you, but I feel encouraged by the future more than I feel anxious about the future. It's, and I've often kind of, you know, if you want to be able to kind of think about it in different terms, is, you know, we're in labor. We're almost at the end stage of labor. It doesn't feel very, very nice, but we're breathing our way through it. And we know that at the end, there will be something fabulous that is going to be there. When that happens, very much like birth, we're going to forget about, you know, if someone said, how painful was it? It wasn't so bad.
I personally had the birthing experience. I'm an adoptive mum.
Ah.
And I know I'm so lucky. I don't know how you mothers do it, but I can't imagine just like the pressure on my knees alone. Anyway,
Yeah.
just carrying my babies up and down the steps, you know, it was like, how did people actually give
Yes.
But something I know about labor is it's important to breathe.
Yes.
Feel the pain, but like you got to breathe deeply through it. It's
Yeah.
all right to scream. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
good to grab,
Yes.
hold tight someone's hands, you know. But like,
Yes.
we got to
Yeah.
breathe through it.
Focus on something, and know that, yeah, you're going to get through this, and the reward is going to be absolutely fabulous and phenomenal. And yeah, when you see your child for the first time, I distinctly remember thinking, oh my God, I did that. Like I did that. And I know that my son and I have had many past lives, because in the moment that I looked at him, he looked at me, and he was wide-eyed, and it was like, there you are.
You are welcome.
There you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fabulous. And we're learning along the way, right? And each one of us we're all on the journey to the same place. It's just we're taking different avenues and different vehicles to get to that place.
Yeah.
So
I sometimes think of us as like, you know how people say we're all connected, we're all one. Sometimes it can be really hard to imagine that. Like, how am I connected to that person that is causing so much trouble?
yes.
But if you think about it like a body, we're all part of this body.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the toenails has some serious fungus on it. But
Yes. Yeah.
But as part of the body, I can be part of the immune system. I can be part of helping to heal that bung toe.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
we can always just roll over and play dead and just like let the
and you don't destroy the body. You don't kill the body, because there's a little infection. You take care of the little infection.
That's right. That's right. You get good sleep, you have good nutrients, and you connect with your people, the other
Yes.
white blood cells. We got to get together. I don't know why I'm using this particular metaphor, but
Because, yeah,
it
it makes sense. It makes sense. And
hard to understand sometimes how we really are connected, how we do affect each other. I've been, with the war and stuff, just thinking like, but we were getting so good at protecting the environment. Like, besides all the horrors, like, this is really bad for the environment. Like,
yes,
guys, all this pollution, like, we were doing so good.
yes, yeah, it's a speed bump in the road of life, So.
But I think that there are also blessings in disguise. This whole gas crisis is going to be an excellent push for EV vehicles.
Yes.
I mean, EVs, I'm repeating the V in that, but you know what I mean? Great. Yes. Maybe this can be a resurgent for free energy, for solar, for hydro, this could be he could be totally doing us a favor without realizing. In many ways, I feel that,
Yes.
about is actually doing quite a few services without meaning to, but he is disrupting a lot of systems that actually were not working to their best capacity. Exactly. And they were keeping us at a very low grade of evolution. So by abruptly disturbing these patterns, the short-term severe discomfort and trauma, also because it's compounded with things we've been through before. It's like greatest hits of the worst of humanity.
Yes.
Echoes of the Holocaust, echoes of all this. Yep. It can be helping us get to that beautiful future you were referring to, because it can be like a shot in the arm to like, who are we really? Who do we really want to be? We have too much invested just in all of the children that we have just birthed into the world. That is investment enough to like, we got to preserve this place. Killing someone else is ultimately going to kill us. Like, exactly. Nuclear war is like, that is just the same as
self-destruction.
It backfire, drinking poison and hoping your enemy will die.
Yes. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come on, people.
And
let's wake up now.
Yeah. And I've said several times in the past that as a human being, I think the orange one is absolutely deplorable. And if he was on fire, I wouldn't cross the street to piss on him to put the fire out. As a human being,
right?
As a spirit, as a spiritual being, I think that he was the only one who could have done the job in order to expose the things that we needed exposed.
Right.
And so, in human level, not a fan. Spiritual level, I can understand. I can understand better.
Yeah.
That, it's necessary. It's necessary to expose things that are not working and then to fix them. Not just put a Band-Aid on it, but really, raise it to the ground and start again.
He also illuminated how many people are willing to hand over their power and their critical.
Yes.
That's a bigger problem than just one crazy guy.
Yes.
That is illuminating how many people are on autopilot and have just handed over to like sort of like that daddy's home kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, defer to the man. We're just putting a lot of faith in presuming that he is of sound mind, and you know what I mean? We're learning it's extremely painful as we learn, like, oh my gosh, people in my family are siding with him over my Yeah, it's been extremely painful, but it's very
Yes.
illuminating. It's education. It's very important as testing our faith as light workers too. Oh,
Exactly.
you think you can forgive? Try forgiving this person and this person.
Yes.
They're going to be
Absolutely.
show some very unflattering sides that they don't even realize how painful and how rude they're being. And like, oh, really? How forgiving are you?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I wanted to
Exactly.
do better, so here's my chance.
Yes. Totally. Totally. Well, you know what? We are getting very close to the top of the hour, and I would like to invite you back. So I want to make sure this is a very pleasant experience. So before before I push anymore,
It'd be an
but
absolute joy. Let's lock it in. Let's put something on the calendar. I would love to be back.
perfect.
I'd love to get to know you more as a human. I find you to be very warm and interesting and wise, and you're a very high quality person. And I would just love
Oh, thank
to
you.
count as a friend. That's
Absolutely. Absolutely. So don't go anywhere. I'm just going to remind the folks once again to like, share, and subscribe to both our channels. I'm also going to ask you if for the month of April, I am offering 10% off all my services on my website, which is marinasheartcentertarot.com. So as long as you book the service, this and pay for it in April, you could take it later on. So just as an example, I've got the the intuition or ego class that is starting on May the 3rd. Book it now for the May the 3rd class and so on. The change the soundtrack. That's a really interesting class because I, through kind of a little bit of guidance and questions, I help you identify that the voices and the default tape that plays in your head that you automatically defer to without even thinking about it. And what those tapes are actually doing and how they manifest in your life so that you can identify where it came from. And it could be a belief that came from someone else that you heard about yourself and you just accepted it and said, oh yeah, that's what I am. The lovely part is once you can recognize where it came from, if it no longer resonates with you, you can change it. And there are tools there to help you do that. So there you go. If you can, visit the website, take a look at the testimonials, see what people have said about me, because I'm going to tell you I'm great, but listen to what others have said. So thank you, all of you for being here. Thank you for doing this, Elspeth. It was so enjoyable, so lovely.
me as well. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Are you celebrating an anniversary? Is that why you've got?
Yes, yeah, 5 years. I'm 5 years on YouTube as of the 24th of this month.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to play the outro. It'll take us out. There is a little bit of a delay, so don't go anywhere. And yeah, we'll set something up. And there's an event coming up that I want to tell you all about.
Oh, sounds great.
Hey. All right, everyone. Take care. We'll see you later, and bye for now.